What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the Pokemon Red Randomizer, where, in case you missed the last episode, we lost, as you could probably see by the fact we are back talking to Professor Oak at the beginning of the game. Way to show me a Pokemon that I've already had in Nuzlocke, Professor Oak. A starter I had in a past run. Way to rub salt in the wound. But, I just ate dinner, guys, and I had a burger made by my mother. My dad said that it was 80-20, and apparently he told me that most burgers are 85-15, is what he said, when it comes to, like, fat content. So, like, normally it is 15% fat, this one was 20% fat. And I could legitimately taste a difference, which is the interesting thing, because you think, like, such a small percentage wouldn't be that significant to the point where you'd actually taste a difference. And maybe it is just placebo that I did taste a difference, but, I did. I legitimately felt that I did. First of all, let's grab this potion, because I've forgotten to do that multiple times. And yeah, just hopefully this run is the one. But yeah, I really do love burgers. I love meat in general. I genuinely don't understand how vegetarians can live. Like, massive respect to vegetarians, because, like, I respect the commitment to that lifestyle, but I could never do that, because I just love meat too much. Like, especially burgers, like, I could eat so many burgers, man. I never get tired of burgers. Because there's so many different types of burgers you can have. Like, so many different toppings you can take on burgers. Like, you can have onions, you can have, like, lettuce, you can have tomatoes. And then, like, I used to really hate Wendy's, because they'd always get my order wrong, because I would always ask for no mayonnaise, and they'd always put mayonnaise on it somehow. And it's like, it's crazy that I always ask for the same thing and somehow they always get it wrong. And I guess it is multiple chains. So, sorry, not multiple chains, it's one chain. But it is multiple restaurants, like, all over the country. Because my family did vacation every summer, and we have traveled to quite a few different places. And every once in a while, we'd need food, and my mom would be like, why don't we get food from Wendy's? There's a Wendy's across from the hotel. And then it's like, okay, yeah, sure. I bet they're gonna get the order wrong. And then guess what? They did. But, I go with the... I think I will go with the Rapidash, because... No, because... It's Rapidash. Rapidash is not a Stone Evo, so it should have good moves. Yeah, I'll go with Rapidash. But, yeah. I remember one time, my mom went out to get food, and, like, the only place she could find that was open was Wendy's. Like, the only place around us that she could find. So, she got a burger from Wendy's. And, well, she knew that the Wendy's was open. She hadn't gone to get the burger yet. But, so, she went to get the burger, and then, I reminded her, prior to her leaving, that just ask for no mayonnaise, right? Because I didn't like mayonnaise, and my father did not like mayonnaise. So, and still doesn't like mayonnaise. No one in my mom liked mayonnaise. No one in my family liked mayonnaise except my mom. So my mom went and asked for no mayonnaise, and she came back, and apparently, I took one bite into it, I realized there was mayonnaise in it, I looked in there, and sure enough, there was. Like, I could tell instantly, just from one bite, that there was mayonnaise in there. I looked in, I was right. And so then I was like, there's mayonnaise in here. And then she's like, and then my mom, being the amazing mom that she is, said, don't worry, I will go back and get another one. So she went back to Wendy's, got another burger, came back, and I took a bite into that burger, and then said, there is mayonnaise in this one too. So, at that point, she just said... At that point, we had her... There was also mayonnaise on my dad. So, between the two of us, she decided, okay, I'm going back again. At this point, it was like 12 o'clock midnight, and for some reason, the Wendy's was still open. So, she went there, and she came back about half an hour later with another burger. This time, it did not have mayonnaise. But it's crazy that it took them 3 tries. And it's like, I always remembered that, and that's why I would never go to Wendy's. But somewhere along the lines, I realized that I never really disliked mayonnaise. That was just my dad's opinion, sort of. And, like, you know how sometimes your parents say something, and they say it so much that it sort of rubs off on you, even though you don't necessarily think it's true? Well, I was so convinced that I hated mayonnaise as a kid, and maybe I did. But I think that it's largely due to my dad saying it over and over again, that he hated mayonnaise. I'm like, oh yeah, I hate mayonnaise too, because I love my dad, and my dad's awesome, so I'm gonna say I hate mayonnaise so I can be awesome just like him. But, like, my brother also says he hates mayonnaise, and he doesn't, and I don't think he's ever had mayonnaise, so I feel like that is also just my father's opinion rubbing off on him. But, recently, I think it was a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, I ate a burger. I went to Friendly's. Like, okay, Friendly's. Like, oh my gosh. While I'm talking about Friendly's, just Friendly's. Wow. Just fantastic restaurant. One time I went to Friendly's with my friend, and she was, and we were, it was like Christmas, around Christmas time. We went to see a light show. We went to see, like, a Christmas lights display, and it was really cool. And then we both needed dinner, so we went my mom was driving us home, and then we saw Friendly's, and I'm like, when was the last time you went to Friendly's? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I love Friendly's, let's go to Friendly's. And so then we went in there. It was like a 50-minute wait, because, you know, that's Friendly's. In case you've never been to Friendly's, it's a long wait for food. Like, Friendly's always seems to be busy, or either that, or they just take a while to make food. But, it's worth it. Friendly's is fantastic. Don't let the wait fool you. Like, you will be so happy that you waited that long, because Friendly's is great. And if you don't think Friendly's is great, then argue with me in the comments, because Friendly's is fantastic. But, after all that wait, basically, all those lights, I suffer from migraines. So, after all those Christmas lights, my head was just, like, pounding. And it was unbearable. Like, I was holding it in. I wasn't making a big deal about it because I was so distracted. And, like, my body wasn't necessarily, like, feeling the pain. But my body definitely, like, was experiencing the effects. Like, I wasn't feeling the pain in my head. I wasn't feeling how pounding it was, because I was so distracted by, like, talking to my friend. But, like, sometimes that happens to me, where I'm just, like, I have a massive headache, and I don't realize it because I'm so distracted, but I feel the effects of it. Like, I know, like, I'll just be, like, my vision will get all blurry, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm not feeling pain yet, but I know that means a headache is I'm about to feel it. Like, I know that means I'm having a headache. Like, my head is, like, a migraine is starting. Like, I can tell by, like blurry vision, and, like, oh, something just doesn't feel right. My stomach doesn't feel good. Like, I can tell even if I'm not feeling the pain in my head yet. But at that point, it just hadn't processed in my brain, and it didn't process until we took her home. But, yeah, after we dropped her off at home, then I started to feel it. But, on the way home, nothing happened. Nothing was wrong. I didn't feel any pain in the head. But the thing is, at the restaurant, the migraine was starting to take effect. In the form of my stomach feeling terrible. Like, I took 3 bites of the burger, and I thought I was going to throw up. Like, I legitimately went into the Friendly's bathroom, kneeled down in front of the toilet, and then said, no, actually, I don't think I need to. I went back, and I continued talking with my friend, and we were making great conversation, when suddenly I excused myself again, because I thought this time I was actually going to throw up. Still did not. But at that point, my mom just said, you cannot finish this burger. You should probably just take it home. And I'm like, but I waited all this time to get this burger. I really want to eat it now. And she's like, well, you don't want to actually throw up. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So, we did end up taking the burger home. Once again, I like to state, I only took 3 bites of this thing. And then we went home. My mom's like, yeah, you can finish it tomorrow. So we went home, we dropped her off, I went home, and I went to bed. Because it was pretty late at that point. And then when I woke up in the morning, hold up. Hold up a sec. What is... Hold up a sec. Story time stops here. Wait a minute. This Ghastly's about to murder me. Hold on. Ember? Kills? Kills? Yes, kills. Great. Fantastic. Anyway, back to story time. So... Ooh, that is really rough, isn't it? That I'm just out of potions now. This guy can give me a potion down here, can't he? Because field items are randomized, not like trainer items. So this guy should still give me a potion. But, yeah. Where was I before I had a heart attack? And died like the Ghastly. No. So anyway, like, I went home. And I woke up the next morning. Everything was great. I was obviously headache, fine. Like, I'm perfectly fine. And then that day I was perfectly fine the entire day. And then at dinner time, I asked for my burger. And you know what's wacky? You know what's absolutely insane? Is that my father ate the burger. My mom came home. My mom and I got home. I went to bed. Apparently, my dad, who still hadn't eaten dinner, it was like 11:30, I think. Dad still hadn't eaten dinner. So my mom was like, oh, okay, don't worry, I got something for you. And I think it's wacky. It's just absolutely insane. It's just absolutely wacky that my father did not have to wait 50 minutes for that burger. I waited 50 minutes for that burger, took 3 bites of it, and my father got the rest. It's like, wow. To this day, I remember that, because I felt so betrayed. It's like, I get it, you didn't have dinner yet, but you could have eaten anything else. Like, my mom should have known how much that meant to me, to eat that burger. I waited 50 minutes for that burger. And, like, I don't mind the waits at Friendly's, but if I'm going to wait that long, I better get, like, actual food. Okay, but anyway, where was I? I tend to do this while recording. I tend to go off on these tangents, and then forget how I actually started talking about something. And then I have to, like, fix it in editing. I'll be like... I'll start a sentence, and then I'll cut it off with a different sentence. And then I'll just, like, I'll start saying something, and I'll go off on a tangent on another thing. Go off on a tangent about another thing. And just not finish the thought. But, I'm trying to think where this started. It has something to do with fast food. I was talking about fast food. Memory's terrible. Can't remember what exactly I was talking about in regards to fast food, but I was talking about fast food. Oh yes, Wendy's. How did I get from Wendy's to Friendly's? Whatever. Oh yes. Okay, so, I had a burger at Friendly's about 2 years ago. And it was their, like, mac and cheese burger. And I just killed my encounter. Gosh darn it. Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep putting myself in these situations? But, yeah, I had their mac and cheese burger. And, ordinarily, if a burger had mayonnaise on it, I would simply ask for no mayonnaise. As one does, when they don't like something, they just ask for it to not be on the burger. But, that day, I was feeling wacky. I was feeling crazy. Okay? So I was like, you know what? The mayonnaise is part of the flavor profile of the burger. This isn't just any normal burger. This is a mac and cheese burger. If I'm having a mac and cheese burger, I should have the entire experience. Because a mac and cheese burger is not just a burger, it is an experience. Like, let's be honest. Let's make one thing clear. A mac and cheese burger is not simply a burger, it is an experience. It is not every day that you get to eat a mac and cheese burger. And, like, especially me. Mac and cheese, I love mac and cheese, and I love burgers. So if I'm going to have the mac and cheese burger, I might as well experience it in full. So, with that thought in mind, I ordered it, and I did not preface without mayonnaise. So when this thing arrived, I was like, dang, this is really good, as a mac and cheese burger would be. And I could taste the mayonnaise, but it did not bug me. And I told my mom, this has mayonnaise in it, and she's like, why are you eating it? And I'm like, it's not bad. It's actually pretty darn good. And from that point on, I have had no issues with mayonnaise. That mac and cheese burger from Friendly's changed my entire outlook on mayonnaise. Which is a crazy sentence. But from then on, but basically, here we are, a few years later, 2 years later, if I'm doing my math right. I'm not doing my math right, am I? I'm really not doing my math right, am I? Let's see. That was, how long ago that was? I don't even know. I know when the light show thing was. I can pinpoint when that was, when that trip to Friendly's was. I can't pinpoint when this trip to Friendly's was. But, yeah, I definitely did... You name this Alice. I definitely did have... Basically, some years later, I don't know how many, but some, I decided that I had been a die-hard McDonald's fan for my entire life. Like, I had eaten McDonald's, like, exclusively when it came to fast food chains. It's like, McDonald's or bust. I liked Arby's here and there. But, in fact, I really liked Arby's. But, like, the Arby's next to my house closed down when I was pretty young. And by pretty young, I mean, like, probably, like, 10, 11. So, I remember Arby's being really freaking good. But I don't have the actual evidence to back that up because it was so long ago. And I haven't been to an Arby's since. Like, the nearest Arby's to me, currently, is like 50 minutes away. 50 minutes from my house. It used to be like 10 minutes away, then that one got like, then when that one got thrown out of business, and it was like, oh no, not my Arby's. But yeah, I used to eat, when it came to fast food, I used to eat basically just McDonald's. And, wow. Are these ghost types giving me trouble? Wow, are these Ghastlies and Gengars giving me trouble? Run away, please. We're paralyzed and confused. We wasted our first potion of the game trying to take down a Ghastly, which I don't know why I didn't just run away from. I guess I'm just stubborn, and I really wanted that XP, even though it only served to make my Rapidash overleveled. Like, I am so stubborn that even the move that is tactically better is just, I will not take it if it involves me sacrificing XP. I just want to get every single little bit of XP. I remember, I used to not run away in Pokemon games at all. My first playthrough of Emerald, my level 80 Blaziken was killing level 7 Wingulls, and it was giving out 2 XP. But I kept killing every single one. I watched that Blaze Kick animation over and over and over again, because I wanted every single little bit of XP. I couldn't just run away. There's freaking 2 XP here. This thing would give me 2 XP, 2 whole XP, that I'd be missing out on if I just ran away. I am that stubborn when it comes to not sacrificing XP. Overall, I've gotten better at it. Over time, I've just learned that, hey, maybe it's not worth it if it's going to give you so little XP. But I am still very stubborn when it comes to sacrificing XP. I don't want to run away from anything in a Pokemon game. Some of the time, I will not run away to save my life. But, here's a Weezing. That is, reminds me of a certain Pokemon we had a previous run. I don't think this thing has Explosion at this level, because Coughing absolutely did not have Explosion at this level. It does have Sludge though. That is pretty strong. It's a pretty powerful move. Hopefully we don't get poisoned. Oh my gosh! This is the worst grinding route I've ever seen. Poison, paralysis, and confusion. You're kidding. But, Alice? Level 4! Yes. Okay. But, yeah. I was like exclusively McDonald's when it came to fast food. And then recently I tried Burger King. My brother and I have agreed that Burger King is trash for ages. And I do think, for the record, I still think their sides are trash. I hate their onion rings. I hate their fries. That I don't think will ever change. Their fries are better than their onion rings, I will say. Because how do you mess up fries? Like, their fries aren't legitimately terrible. It's just there are better sources of fries when it comes to fast food. I am watching watching Andrew's health like a hawk. I don't think we're making it to Pokemon Center in time. 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, we're healing. And there goes our other potion. We were just not making it there. And if we do now, I'm gonna scream. Yeah, we would not have made it. It's a shame to lose our other potion, but the run survives because we did that. Sacrifices must be made. Hopefully we get to Viridian Forest, and we get some potions. That would be fantastic. And hopefully, when we get to Viridian Forest, we will also get an encounter. That would also be a welcome occurrence. Because, and yes, it is a shame that that Alice is being a pain in the neck to level up, but at the same time, it means we have a Pokemon to weaken our next encounter, which is good. I will say, it is definitely a very good thing. It is a positive. Obviously, like, abilities can save a bad Mon in a randomized Nuzlocke. So abilities are usually welcome. However, especially like shell armor, I would be absolutely ecstatic if I had shell armor. If I had access to shell armor right now. But this is Gen 1, so no abilities. The positive thing about no abilities is that I don't have to worry about someone arena trapping me in and then killing them on Switch trading. Because that has happened so many times in randomized Nuzlocks for me. And I've only done one randomized Nuzlocke before. But it has just happened too many times. So I'm so glad it's no longer a possibility I have to worry about. Because I would catch Mons and then instantly lose them. Like, in the next couple Mons I'm running into, trying to grind them up. Dead to arena trap something that kills it. Gosh darn it, I hate all this status. What is with all this status, man? These stupid poison types and grass types with their poison sting and stun spore and poison spore. Poison spore? Is that a move? Poison powder. Burned. Hey. So how do you like it when I status you, huh? Yeah, hopefully, Rattata gets some decent XP from this. But yeah, my brother and I had agreed for so long, forever, that Burger King was trash. And when it comes to some things, I stand by it. But I had a Bacon King recently, and that crap hit. Like, every time my brother and I, every time my mom took us to Burger King, because McDonald's was too far away in that moment. We needed lunch, my mom had places to be, she's like, okay, we can't go all the way to McDonald's, let's go to Burger King instead. Every time, my brother and I would sigh and be sad and upset. But I went. But recently, my mom took me out to a restaurant of my choice. She did that for an entire week at the beginning of the summer. She said, we get to go to restaurants of your choice. I'm like, okay, Burger King. And she's like, Burger King? And I'm like, Burger King. I know it's unorthodox for me. I know you're probably looking at me and going, what the heck happened to my son? But hear me out. Burger King. Because I have never been opposed to trying new things. And despite the fact that I remembered Burger King to be absolutely terrible, I was getting bored of the McDonald's menu. To be fair, we had been eating McDonald's every day, coming home from our grandparents' house for like 2 years. And I love McDonald's. But Big Macs can get old. I will say, I did not try a Big Mac until like 2 years ago. But like, love at first bite. Like, I have barely ordered anything else from McDonald's since then. The first time I tried to order a Big Mac, my mom recalled that I don't like sauces on things. I don't like condiments. I hate ketchup. I hate mustard. And at the time, I hated mayonnaise. So my mom was just like, okay. So I'm gonna go out and get you a Big Mac. And I'm going to make so my mom, when I asked for a Big Mac, because I wanted to try a Big Mac. As a kid, I had watched a lot of Little Kelly. In case you've ever heard of that Minecraft roleplay YouTuber. But she ought to be sponsored by Big Macs. She ought to be sponsored by McDonald's, because she talks about Big Macs so much. She talks about Big Macs so much, to the point where I'm like, I want to try this, just to see if it lives up to Little Kelly's hype. And so I asked my mom to get me a Big Mac. And she's like, okay, Alex doesn't like all these sauces. And his dad doesn't like lettuce on a burger. Which I had never claimed that I didn't like lettuce on a burger. I feel like that was my mom just like being like, oh yeah, his dad doesn't like this, so therefore he wouldn't either. I never told her to take anything off or to order the burger with anything off of it. Like, she came home with a burger with an extra bun. She had them take everything else off the Big Mac. This crap wasn't even a Big Mac. It was a sandwich with an extra bun. And my dad opened up his book of stupid things that he writes down about his family. Because he loves to, like, write, when we say something, and he thinks it's funny, he writes it down. Just so he has it for later, so we can sit back and laugh at it later at how stupid we were. But, he wrote it down in his little book that I asked for a burger with an extra bun. And I did not ask for that. I did not at all, in the slightest, ask for a burger with an extra bun. Everyone else misread this entire situation. I asked for a Big Mac. My mom assumed that I wanted everything else off of it. And so that is how I ended up with a burger with an extra bun. However, that is not what I ordered. That is not what I told my mom to get. So basically, next time, you better bet that I was like, Mom, I want a Big Mac. Don't take anything off of it, just a Big Mac. And they're like, and she's like, but they're gonna put all this stuff on it. And I'm like, I don't care, give me a Big Mac. I wanna see what it tastes like with all the stuff on it. And I think that that was my, like, my moment of just like, I don't care about my dad's taste in burgers. Which is a really, like, I say it very defiantly, as if it is a big turning point in my life. And in a way it is. I don't care about my dad's taste in burgers. You know what I care about? My taste in burgers. Okay? So, I don't care if he dislikes mayonnaise. I don't have a problem with mayonnaise. Just like I don't have a problem with Big Mac sauce. Or lettuce. So get me a Big Mac as God intended. And she did, and I loved it. And from there, I was never a stickler anymore about what was on my burger. I just ate it. From now, like, nowadays, it doesn't matter to me. They can put whatever the frick kind of sauce they want on it. I used to ask them to take ketchup off my burger. You know what? I don't care. It adds to the flavor of the burger. I usually don't like ketchup, but I'll have it if that's how the burger is intended to be eaten. Because I believe that McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and all these fast food chains know what they're doing. They wouldn't put ketchup on the burger unless it belonged there. And even though I don't like ketchup, it doesn't ruin the burger in any sense. There's no need to take it off. But, yeah, so basically, after I had this earth-shattering change of opinion, change of mind, I don't know. After I had this earth-shattering, what is a nice word for this? What is an awesome word that I can use for this? What is a word that I can use that will make me sound smart? This earth-shattering, you know what? I just realized I can't sound smart. Once I had this epiphany, that's the word, that is the word I am looking for. This earth-shattering epiphany. Once I had this earth-shattering epiphany, I was like, okay, I will have the burgers as the restaurant intended. And mayonnaise, and them putting mayonnaise on my burger will not stop me from going to Wendy's. And so after Burger King, after I chowed down on a Bacon King, the next day I went to Wendy's, which came